right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and start stripping this guitar down. I know it's not on camera, but I'm just going to start taking the strings off. Somebody asked me the other day, when do you know it's time to change strings? On an acoustic guitar, I usually like to change them out in a couple of ways. If they start to sound dead is one way. If they've been on there for a really long time, it's time to change them. And if you play your acoustic or even electric a lot, you need to change them frequently. I use these elixirs on my guitars, on my acoustics. And I know some of you out there don't like elixirs, and that's okay. You got your right to like and dislike things. We can't all like the same thing. I like them because after 2 or 3 days of playing on it, then they kind of settle into themselves and start to really sound good, I think. But the main thing is, what happens to all guitar strings, over time, they start to develop flat spots on the bottom side of the strings, and that'll cause your guitar to play out of tune. See that one string stuck in there? Look at that. And that's pretty cool. That E string come right over there. So yeah, if you play your acoustic or electric a lot, then I know my electric guitars, when I used to play a lot, I was changing strings 2 or 3 times in a week. That's how much I was playing. And it's better to have fresh strings than bad strings that will break on you and do all kinds of stuff. These strings that's on this guitar aren't that old, but I'm going to change them out because I don't like to reuse strings. Again, this is the Yamaha TransAcoustic. The electronics quit working. I think it has something to do with the output jack. The batteries had gotten so hot I could barely hold them in my hand. I threw them outside. So I was afraid of them blowing up. I've never seen a battery blow up, but I wasn't going to take any chances. So now we're going to go ahead and remove this this pickup here. And what it has some Phillips head screws here. Find the right size screwdriver. There we go. And I'm just going to loosen that up. This actually comes out of there. And what we're doing, when I'm going to put this back in here, we're going to run that wire all the way down through to the butt. I got to buy another output jack. I had bought one for it previously, and lo and behold, that output jack was bad, but at least that company gave me my money back on it with no hassles, which is kind of nice when a company will do that. I buy parts from them quite often, so that might be part of the reason. I don't know, but they're a good company. That's the Art of Tone. Anyway, so we got that removed. Go ahead and pull this saddle off of here. Yeah, it's just plastic. So I'll look in my inventory here in a minute and see if I got a bone one that we can use. Set that aside. Let's see if I can get you in over here. Just want to pop that nut off of there. Let's see if we can just do it with my fingers first. Nope. So what I like to do is take a piece of wood, a little trusty hammer here. Just butt that up against your nut like that and give it a couple of taps. And see, that pops it right off of there. And again, I'll have to look through my inventory, see what I got. Yeah, see, that's plastic too. See if I have a bone nut. If not, I'll make one out of antler. And I'll probably, if I don't have a saddle, I'll make that out of antler too. I have some antler left over out there in the shop. So anyway, there's that. Bring you back down at this end. I'm going to stand this up on the floor here. See if I can bring it back in over here. I'm going to remove this jack. Easier said than done, right? So what you have to do is you got to pull this out. This was the container that holds the batteries. This holds the batteries. So we're going to take that off. There's two little Phillips screws in here. If I can find it. There it is. Unscrew that. I've already clipped the wires off of the jack. Because the day that the batteries burned up on it, I wanted to make sure that, well, I don't know why I was trying to make sure. I was just pissed and I was getting rid of everything right then and there. I am so frustrated with the company that I bought this from. I refuse to buy anything else from them. And like I said earlier, from here, well, I guess I did wire them back on there. I hadn't cut those off there. So we'll do it now. So there's that. And here's the culprit right here. I cannot get that off of there. I've tried everything, every wrench, every vice grip, everything to get that off of there, and I can't get it off. So I'm going to take my Dremel and see if I can cut this off and hopefully don't mess this part of it up. Because I can put another output jack here, put this back in, see that big old mess there of holes? It'd be nicer if I can just reuse this and it'll just look more copacetic. So anyway, there's that part. So now the rest of it's going to be pulling the electronics out of it, and we'll go from there. I'll bring you back in a little bit. I have to look it over and see what we got to do to get it all out of there. All right, bring you back in a little while. Okay, I got everything out of it. It was a hassle and a half. what I found was this has a transducer underneath the saddle. So I'm going to hook it up. I'm sure it works. I think what I'm going to do is hook it up in conjunction with that other pickup. Should give it a good sound. And weighs about a pound lighter. I had to end up removing those knobs off here. I got to figure out. Again, excuse my camera work here. So now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with these holes. What I'm thinking about doing is just taking these knobs that came off of there, and I'm just going to glue them right on there, just to help cover them up. Either that, or I'll find some dowels and put in there, and then drill a hole and stick those in there, and just to give it something to hang on to. But anyway, here's what the electronics look like. Again, I'm sad that I had to do this, but I didn't know what else to do. So here's the speaker. This attaches to the cross framing on your back side of your guitar there. So you can see I had to tweak on it to get it out of there, but I got it out. Some of the wires. And then there's your brain. Yeah, maybe that's what I can do. Is take this. See what I'm doing here? Please screw off of there. So let's go ahead and do an experiment here. I bet that'll work. So what I'm doing, I'm going to put these on that where them holes were at in the side there. Stick that up there. Yeah, that's going to work. I can just do that. See there? I'll screw back on there, and then maybe I can just glue them knobs right on there. There's no shaft in here for that knob to hang on to, so I can just glue that right on there with some, maybe with some CA glue or something, silicone or something. We'll figure it out. That's a good thing. At least that way it's kind of plugged up. So I'll finish putting those back in there. So, from my experience with this guitar, I do not recommend it if you're going to plan on using it on a daily basis. In fact, I don't even know if I recommend it for anything. It's fun while it lasted, you know. I gotta say that it was. But what I'm trying to encourage is don't fall for the hype on all this stuff. Something else I hated about modeling amps is getting them and then having to deal with them. And I know some of you out there love your modeling amps, but I don't mean to be getting on you about them, but I found that I had a Mustang 4 once and like Fender, and I bought it brand spanking new. It took me 3 or 4 weeks just to get 3 channels that I somewhat liked, and then I only wound up using one of those. So then you had 99 presets and 99 user channels on it. There was no way I was ever going to use them kind of things. So I had it for about 6 months and sold it. 4 to 6 months, I don't remember now. But anyway, there's the start of it. Rest of this stuff's just going to go in the trash can. I don't know what else to use it for. I'm not going to keep it around. I don't know if I must have broke off some wires here. These must have went. See these little wires here? They must have went to this thing here. Again, I don't know what this was for. Oh, I see. That went on there like that. They had this glued to the guitar. I don't know why they would do that. It looks like it has to move. Oh well. So I was into that. That's into that. You know what? I may unsolder those. I may unsolder these from the board and then put those back in there and just put the knobs back on there. This might be what I do. That way at least the knobs have something to hang on to. Anyway, what I was getting at was I don't recommend this guitar to anybody. Because again, I only go by experience. I had a really bad experience with this. I had a really bad experience with the people I bought it from. And so now it's on its way to being a regular old acoustic guitar. And I have no problems with that. Being a regular guitar, that is. And I'll just miss that reverb and built-in chorus that it had. It's too bad you can't take that board and use it for something else, huh? Oh well. Alrighty, well that's it for the day. I'm digressing here, and I gotta get the Dremel out and see if I can get this cut off of here so I can reuse this. I hope I don't bust that all up trying to get that off. Anyway, I'll be talking at you. Bye now. Just thought I'd bring you in on this real quick. I forgot to do this on the other part of this video. I did get this off of there. This, hang on a minute. Working one-handed here again. I was messing with it a while ago. Anyway, if you remember right, this part here went on here. It took 2 vice grips to get this off. What it was, they had that glued on there. They did not want this to come apart. That's what this was all about. And this part was glued to this part. I don't know what they used. It looked like CA glue, on the threads, and then they screwed that together. And once that hardened, you weren't getting it off there without a lot of work. As you can see, where the vice grips were on that. But anyway, once I got it off there, now I can't get it apart again. Let's hope I can unscrew that. Hang on a second. Anyway, once you get that collar off of there, so you can see where they had it glued on there. See the glue? And you find out it's just a regular old jack. There ain't nothing special about it. Like all these people online was trying to tell you, oh yeah, it's got a special jack on there, and you have to use exactly the same jack, and all that malarkey. But anyway, it's all out of there now. I ain't gonna worry about it no more. It's going in the trash along with the other stuff. I ordered this jack, to replace that jack and found out this jack doesn't work. I'm having a heck of a time getting stuff that works. But luckily, they gave me my money back on this. Told me to keep it. I'll probably just throw it in the trash too. But ordered another one, so it's supposed to be here Monday. See what happens. So what that'll do, that they'll just fit right down in that hole. Yeah, I don't have my phone on its stand right now. So anyway, that goes down in that hole. Just like that. Now the next one I got it's a chrome one, but I think it'll be fine. And then this will screw on the back side. Then this will all go back together up in the butt of the guitar after I wire it all up to the output jack. And that should be it on that part of it. And then we'll have to put the saddle back in it, make a new nut for it, wire these wires together. I'll probably just clip these off here and get rid of that copper tape that's on there. And then I'll reach down. It looks like I'll have to add some wire to this to make it long enough to reach the output jack. I'm going to wire it and this pickup together and see what it sounds like. If I don't like it, I'll just clip this one off or something. We'll see. But it should sound pretty good because that way it'll be picking up the bridge and be picking up sound from the top of the sound hole up here. So it should sound pretty good. And I don't know. The way my luck's been running, who knows what it'll be like. But I think I'm going to do what I was saying yesterday was I'm going to unsolder these and help use them as plugs for that where the knobs went on it. I was going to unsolder them and maybe test them and see if I could use one for volume maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible. The one thing I was after was no more batteries. I'm tired of batteries. And I can just, from now on, I can just plug it in. Don't have to worry about unplugging it. When you're in church services and stuff, it's really difficult to, at least in our church, it's difficult to leave your guitar plugged in. And because we do a couple of songs or do a song, then somebody comes up, does the announcements, then we do a few more songs, and they come up and preach, and then we go back up on stage and do an ending song. And you can't leave something that's battery operated plugged in that long, because it will deplete your batteries, and it's not worth it. And so, like I said, I'm tired of messing with batteries, and so we're going completely passive on this. And I think I'll be a happier camper anyway. And anyway, I'm going to pull this, either pull this out or make a new thing for it and put over it because it's no longer a TransAcoustic. And just an acoustic. And anyway, we'll go from there, and we'll talk to you guys later on. Subscribe and stay tuned and see what happens with this guitar. Oh yeah, I did get my amp in yesterday. My little
Champion 250, and we'll be doing a sound demo on it with the Pine guitar, and sometime this week, up and coming. Got a new mic stand. I had to order another microphone clip for it because that was too small for the microphone I have. See how my luck runs? That's a really nice stand. It's nice and heavy duty. It's got nice long legs down there at the bottom. It ain't gonna fall over, and it's sturdy. And it was a $50 stand, so should be. It's got some weight to it, not like one of the last ones I've had. And anyway, so I'm getting all set up here in my music room, and got my little Fishman over there I'll use as a PA. And once I get this acoustic running, we'll run it through that and see how things go. Well, anyway, I guess that's all I got to say for now. Alrighty. Throughout this day, I'm taking probably a rest day. Usually Sundays I don't do anything. I try not to do anything. There's sometimes I do, but that's my gear for church right here. And so throughout today, I'm going to work on this a little bit, maybe get the Pine guitar out, finish doing some tweaking on it, and then do a sound video on it and post that, and then try to keep busy throughout today. I'm kind of burned out from all the hoopla from yesterday. We went to Montgomery, which is over an hour away from us, to the music store, and going wasn't so bad. Coming home though, we hit major thunderstorms, and it was pouring down, dumping so hard on the freeways that stop and go traffic for a long period of time, and we didn't think we was ever going to get home, which is all right. It's just we spent a lot of time in the downpour. And at times you couldn't even see the front of your car. It was dumping that hard. Probably should have just pulled off the road and waited, but we didn't. We plowed through and finally got home. Alrighty, and then after that, so that kind of wore me out. So now I'm kind of burned out for today. So I'm just going to piddle around today and do what I can. Alrighty, I'll talk at y'all later.